may call me Miss Introvert, and here on this channel we write, we edit, we learn, and we grow, and I am growing right along with you guys, so we're all in the same boat. Today we're going to be talking about taking feedback. This is something that writers can struggle with, and something that writers are also really good at. Writers go through rejection upon rejection upon rejection. If you've tried publishing before, there will be rejection upon rejection upon rejection. So it's good to be prepared for that. And if you've never had that happen to you before, that's awesome. And if you're just starting to publish, get ready for it. It's just part of the process. Criticism, it's also going to happen over and over and over again if you're showing your work to other people. There's gonna be all sorts of comments you're gonna get on your manuscript, and sometimes, especially the first time, it can feel discouraging. There are some people that have that really positive attitude that are just able to get through those, just be like, yep, okay, I know what I have to do to improve. And there's other people, like I used to be, that just kind of wanted to give up after hearing that I just didn't have the skill level yet to write what I wanted to write. But now I do because of the comments I got. So it's all about learning and growing, which is what we do on this channel. So I am here to help you learn how to properly take feedback. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like writing, poetry, introvert problems / advantages, book plotting, character development. We have it all here on this channel. By we, I mean me, which is not grammatically correct in the slightest. If you find the video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below your writing process, what you do when you're in the middle of getting feedback from a writer, peer, or a beta reader, or something along those lines. This is just my experience and my advice. If you have your own advice, I would love to hear about it. It's always good to hear from other writers and what they do, because a lot of you guys are really smart in the way that you manage your time and the way that you guys work with other writers, and you're all just really creative, so I'd love to hear about it. This is also a poetry channel, and I've read a lot of your guys' poetry based on what you've put in the comment section. If you want poetry read by me to give you some feedback, you can either subscribe to my mailing list and email me your poetry, and I will cheer you guys on to get it published or something. And if you want it professionally critiqued, you can head over to my Fiverr page, and I have a couple of gigs there to help you either ghostwrite poetry or to help you actually critique your poetry and get some really solid feedback on it. And if you're interested in becoming a beta reader, there is a Google form that you can fill out in the description, and it's for my upcoming book. But if you'd like to beta read that, that would be great. I would love your feedback. This video is about feedback, so I'd love to hear yours. Now let's get started. Number 1, know what you want. Depending on how far you are in the writing process, there might be specific parts or aspects of your writing that you want your beta readers or your peers to focus on. If that is the case, specify what you want your readers to look for. Again, these could be peers, these could be beta readers, these could be friends, probably would not suggest family. Do you want them to go over style, grammar, punctuation, spelling, voice, character development, dialogue, pacing? List those out for them so that they can be ready to hone in on those details for you. If you have no preference and you just want their honest review of what you have so far in your manuscript, then specify that. Number 2, take a break. Now, this may or may not be your way of doing things, and if you're anything like me, you want to get things fixed ASAP, but I've heard a lot of different writers will actually take a step back from their manuscript while it's being edited. In fact, there are a lot of professional editors. I've worked with one before. You give your manuscript to them on a Word document so that they have it, and then they're going to work on editing your manuscript for a certain amount of time, and then they'll give it back to you once it's completely evaluated and read through and just listed full of comments. It's then that you can start making the necessary changes. These readers might have questions for you, especially if they're beta readers. So if you're in the middle of the process and they have a question, be sure to answer it so that they're not continuing to go through your manuscript with confusion. Maybe there's a scene that doesn't make sense and your readers need clarification. Maybe there's a word that you overuse a lot of the time and they want to know if it's a style choice or if you just overuse the word on autopilot. I know I overuse a lot of words. So answer those questions, be as informative as possible, and then when they're finished, hear their honest response, get their feedback, and start making those changes. Maybe you have multiple beta readers, so you're going to have to decide which beta reader's comment you're actually going to acknowledge, and which ones you're actually going to either change the scene up or change this line up. And there might be some beta readers who are like, no, I actually like that part. So it's really all up to you once everything is over. And it might be a little bit overwhelming to have all of that feedback coming towards you. So if you're a person who likes to just make edits along the way, then totally do that. If you're on a time crunch and you need to make up edits along the way, then totally do that. But if you're someone who really does have to take a break from the manuscript because you've just been obsessing over it, if you're working over a Google Doc with somebody, you might be tempted to open it up and see how they're doing. Maybe you want to see what chapter they're on, but don't let that keep you from just waiting. Maybe you should just work on another writing project for now. As writers, we have all of these ideas in our heads, and there's probably one that you've been really excited about writing. So start plotting it, start brainstorming it, and start just getting it out of your head so that you have your next book ready to go for your next round of beta readers. Or take a break. You just wrote a whole draft, or you read through a whole bunch of different drafts of the book that you wrote. So you definitely deserve a break. Number 3, don't sweat it. Now, these beta readers and these editors are going to notice your strong points. If you're a writer and you've made it this far, then you definitely are going to have some. So definitely take those in, give yourself a pat on the back. It might boost your ego a little bit, but these readers will also notice your shortcomings. There are inevitably going to be overused words and weird sentences and awkward dialogue and typos, and there's inevitably going to be formatting suggestions and all of these other suggestions they're going to make, but it doesn't make you a bad writer. It just means you did the right thing by sending your manuscript to another set of eyes that see the things that you can't see. And when they're done, take or leave their comments, but don't let them get you down. Let them humble you for sure if you are having an ego boost, but don't let them take away your confidence. You've come so far in your writing journey, and this step is only going to strengthen that journey, strengthen you, and strengthen you to the next step of the writing process, which is hopefully publishing. And that is all I have for you guys for taking feedback. I hope that you enjoyed it. And once again, don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you found it helpful, and comment down below your writing process and any other tips and tricks you have about taking feedback from beta readers or just friends or peers in general. If you've been a beta reader before, what was your experience like? Again, if you want your poetry read, you can subscribe to my email list, or you can look on my gigs on Fiverr, and stay basic. Okay, bye.